Assalamualaikum. So today my team and I are going to present on the final project presentation for UHE3122 Islamic institution. Okay, for the background of the organization we have chosen Sekolah Kebangsaan Kampung Titingan Tawau, which was located at Sabah. It was established on 3 December 1990 and their vision is quality education, educate people, prosperous nation, while bringing up on motion, sustaining a quality education system to develop the potential of individuals to meet national aspiration. And their slogan was Wawasan Keras Kejayaan. For the expansion and history of the organization, Sekolah Kebangsaan Kampung Titingan Tawau was established on 3 December 1990 and was boarded at SJKC Yuchin because the school was created without its own building. And before being known as Sekolah Kebangsaan Kampung Titingan, the students started at 1989 and 1990 school session, which was under the administration of Sekolah Kebangsaan Bandar Dua, which at the same time the headmaster was Tuan Haji Abdul Min bin Talib. And the number of students during that time was 337 people only, and there were only 8 classes with a total of 12 teachers teaching at the school. While in 1990 to 1991, the number of students has seemed to be increased, and the force of the administration of SJKC Yukchin had lent a building block consists of 6 classrooms to accommodate the 271 Year 1 student. While on 13 August 1991, SK Titingan Tawau moved to the temporary site of the Lightning Project building, and this site was loaned by Tawau Municipal Council. And the number of students at that time has increased, which was 27 teachers, and there are 14 classes with 608 students. While in 1994 to 1995 school session, the number of students had increased to 888 students, and the number of class during that time was already 20, with the number of teachers of 45%. And in 1990 to 1995, the school administration had experienced some difficulties as the number of students has continued to increase until it has reached 1,118 students, and they only still boarded with 2 schools. And in January 1997, there was a concrete building consists of 3 academic blocks and 2 blocks considering 12 units of teacher flats was completed. And during that moment, the school and the teachers as well as the students were smiling broadly as they had got a new building with enough infrastructure facility with their own name, considering Sekolah Kebangsaan Kampung Titingan as the school. And while for the organizational chart, during this time, there were 6 main teachers who was considering the management frontliner. Okay, and as for the organizational badge, it consists of 7 items. Considering the blue color has emphasized the importance of cultivating a spirit of togetherness among all members of the school committee, including students, teachers, and also the staff. And for the green leaf, it represents a type of plant that indicates the school is situated on agricultural property in Tawau district. While the circle with 5 links, it gives a new meaning on the passion of sport. And for the red color, it represents the day of both student and also teacher to take on problem in the globalized era. And the yellow color is represent Yang di-Betuang Agong, symbols of religious respect. And for the motto on Wawasan Keras Kejayaan, it was designed on a visionary school with a mission to create a human being viable in accordance with Malaysian Ministry of Education's goal. While for the number 4, consisting in the badge, it represents the school seeks to advance the people of the school, which considering academic, curriculum, personality, and also ICT development, all areas that they were planned to be excel. So I will next give to my other group member to continue presenting on the other topic.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Ilham Aina binti Kamal Azmi. My ID number is PA19004. I will present about the organizational activity. So the main organizational activity for school is teaching. There are about 77 teachers in Sekolah Kebangsaan Kampung Titingan Tawau, and their job is to teach students. Each teacher is assigned to teach a subject according to their expertise. In a school, different people are assigned duties and made responsible for the same. They are also given due powers to discharge their duties effectively. Other than teaching in class, it is also the teacher's responsibility to teach the co-curriculum subject. It is because the aim of teaching is not only to transmit information, but also to transform students from passive recipients of other people's knowledge into active constructors of their own and others' knowledge. Other than that, teachers are also assigned to guide and counsel students in need of help. So how the organizational activity give impact to the organization? Well, effective education leadership makes a difference in improving learning. Good leadership or effective learning or teaching method will help in increasing students' performance. A leader who are practicing sincerity, amanah, justice, and truthfulness in governing their organization produce a good environment for staff working and for students to learn. So the staff that work in good environment will perform their tasks well and which will help the organization to operate excellently. So when there is no problem done by the management, students can learn in a good environment. This will help the students to study hard and perform in their study. As when the student give a good performance in school, it will help raise the name and reputation of the school. The public will get to know the school because of the excellence it has successfully achieved in educating students. Furthermore, good teachers are also will produce good students. It is because great teachers make their students feel safe and loved, believe in their students, be a model patient, and help their students reach their full potential. The traits of good educator or good teacher include: first, sincere to the teaching process. Second, have a clear objective of teaching. Third, to continuously work in self-improvement. 4. Exemplary teacher or implement the knowledge. 5. Spiritual relationship or always pray for the best effort. Always do the best effort. 6 is jihad or known as work hard. 7 is knowledgeable. 8 is understand the need of the student. And then phases of learning process. Next is consistent in the effort, and lastly, assessment or have a competency test for student achievement. So teachers are considered as role model to students. By showing a good akhlak to the students, it can help the students apply the good things taught or shown to them. Besides, the effective in their job, teachers must have a clear plan and objective throughout the school year. They should take time to reflect on their methods, their delivery, and the way they connect with the student. Last but not least, reflection is also necessary to uncover students' weakness so they can be strengthened. That's all for me. I will pass for the next presenter. Thank you.
The next topic is the uses of Islamic institution principles and characteristics. There are the uses of Islamic institution principles. First is the right intentions or niyyah. Every staff and student in the organization should have the right intentions, just as the teacher should have the responsibility in educating students, and students should also have a sense of responsibility in learning with the intention for the sake of Allah. For example, teachers can remind the students about the right intention in studying and ensure all the students to do their schoolwork. Benefits of the right intentions are avoiding any wrongdoing, contributing a good deed or pahala, and receiving a help from Allah. The second one is a taqwa. Taqwa is fear of Allah in every aspect of daily life activities, the act of being careful of any wrongdoing. In school organizations, teachers must be trustworthy, honest, and patient in educating students by avoiding the unfairness and favorism, because each of students has their own strengths and weakness. And then, in addition, the management of schools should avoid and keep away from doing the unbeneficial activities, which is a lagha activities such as a singing and dancing contest. The benefits for those who have a taqwa in their hearts, which are achieving pleasure from Allah, optimization of the work process, and keeping the distance from prohibited activities. And then the next one is ihsan. Ihsan is the practice of beautification and perfection in daily activities due to Allah consciousness. The practice of ihsan at workplace are practicing cooperating, such as teachers cooperating with each other to do an extra class to help students who need to improve and gain more knowledge. And then, tolerate in the execution of tasks. For example, do not punish students, such as hitting those who do not complete the schoolwork without a reasonable reasons, and should advise students with full prudence and gentle voice without uttering abusive words, as taught by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The next principle is ethical opposition. Ethical is doing a job carefully, meticulously, neatly, and diligently. For example, the staff in school should be careful in decision making, completing tasks, and communicating or conveying a message to avoid making mistakes and misunderstanding. Thus, staff should have be careful by through completing all the tasks according to specification, willing to work overtime to complete all tasks and provide the best service. And then the last one is the truthfulness. Truthfulness is doing the right thing, telling the truth, and performing the task according to the specification, even if the action is inconvenient and requires more work. Truthfulness is important in the organization because it allows everyone to trust each other, while it can avoid the suspicion without making a mistake. And besides that, the telling the truth, people are willing to accept one witness, and fellow staff can help and assist to help the task and can avoid the blame culture. And then, the uses of Islamic institution characteristics. The first one is wasatiyah. Wasatiyah has been defined as taking a middle path approach, which means performing obligation and duties in a moderate, balanced, and a fair way in line with the requirement of religion as Islam. It is very concerned with a comprehensive balance and moderation in all aspects of Islam. All of the school activities must have a first source of reference, which is the Quran and Sunnah, and not created by individuals. For example, when teaching and learning, students and teachers should wear a moderate outfit that cover the awrat perfectly, based on the Quran. The second characteristic is Rabbaniyah. Rabbaniyah denotes that Islam is a religion that is based on the godliness and religious values. The sources, objective methods, and purpose of life of human beings in Islam has been determined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Characteristics of Rabbaniyah are prioritized God's direction in every activity, and the execution activity it tends to obtain a God's pleasure. Teachers should have a Rabbani thoughts, which refer to the process of using the mind, find meanings and understanding of things, explore various possibilities for ideas or inventions, and make sound judgment to make a decision and solve a problem, as well as further reflection and metagonations. The next one is Alamiyah. Alamiyah is universal, and Islam is not confined to a certain race, tribe, or group. Islam is the full whole of human regardless of their color, language, race, and nationality. One of the characteristics of Alamiyah is the relationship between Islam and other religions. For example, teachers and students in school have different religions and race, but everyone must respect each other to live in harmony without any conflicts. And then Alamiyah is also brings a rahmah, which is a kindness to the entire world, such as Islam teaches us to always be fair and help each other without being biased. For example, teachers must not be biased and do not discriminate against their students regardless of skin color, language, race, and religion. And then the next one is waqi'iyah. Waqi'iyah is practical, ideal, and realistic. The realistic and practical Islam can be found in Aqidah and Ibadah. For example, school. If there are students have a poor life, the school and staff should find a solution to help the students who need help, such as a zakat and sedekah. And then the last one is Shumuliyah. Shumuliyah is complete and comprehensive, which are relationship between man and Allah SWT and the relationship between man and his fellow human being. The meaning of relationship between man and Allah SWT means to take care ibadah such as prayer, fasting, zakat and haji. And then the means of relationship between man and his fellow human is mean that the student should respect the teachers that give knowledge by obeying the teacher's instructions. For example, complete the schoolwork within the given periods. Moreover, the teacher must take care about each student, both in terms of the student weakness in the lesson and the student welfare, because this is how to take care of the relationship between man and his fellow human being in the school organization. And then the next one is strategies to face difficulties in order to sustain in business and to meet customer satisfaction. Every organization should have a strategies in order to sustain the business and meet customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is important because it is a measurement that determines how well companies' products or service to meet customer expectations. Besides that, strategy to face difficulties in business is important to maintain the company without running into the problems. So, this is the school organization, which is Sekolah Kebangsaan Kampung Titingan Tawau strategies to sustain business and meet customer satisfaction, which is they will be ready to provide a friendly, fair, and equitable service to all customers as follows. First, follows polite, friendly, ready to help customer problems quickly and prudently. And the second, seek feedback from the students and parents. And the third, be open and always accept criticism and constructive ideas for the common good. And the fourth is caring for students and will not succumb to any distractions that hinder the harmony of learning, such as a bias and favoritism. And then the fifth is ensure that all students who leave this school can master the core of KSSR. And then ensure students are safe in school in terms of physical and mental safety. And the last one is always prioritize customer needs over personal needs. For example, provide extra classes for students who need attention in advance, even have to make extra class during a weekend.
My name is Nur Alhamid DJB with the metric ID PA19016, and I will proceed to explain the differences and similarities about the implementation of Islamic institutions, principle, the characteristic in industry compared with theory in Islamic institutions. So the first differences is in some industry there are still lack of good values among their workers. For example, cheating or scamming, contract dispute, bankruptcy, bad debts, document fraud, bribery, and any others. In theory of Islamic institution, bad values are always prohibited in organization. In Islam as well, truthfulness is a requirement as barakah of rizki is very essential. We move to the similarities. In every industry, they will conduct meeting or discussion or musyawarah. This will be implemented through shura practice where the opinion from expert and knowledgeable person will be consulted before decision will be taken. Another principle is itqan principle, where the worker doing their job carefully and meticulously. This will able to guarantee organizational excellence and will produce a quality daily work.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Alia Farhana binti Khairuddin, PA19056. Today I will explain about the effects of implementing the principle of Islamic institution towards organizations. Implementing the principle of Islamic institutions towards organizations always bring a positive impact to the organization itself. The same goes for Sekolah Kebangsaan Kampung Titingan. First, by implementing the principle of Islamic institution in the school, it can help in improving teachers' discipline in terms of time management. The concept of amanah, which means trust, have been implemented in the school's attendance recording system. Teachers in Sekolah Kebangsaan Kampung Titingan uses a thumbprint system to record attendance, which leave them to be punctual. The implementation of the concept of amanah results in a good attendance record for the teachers and staff, as they are aware of the trust that have been given to them. By showing good examples of being punctual, the students will imitate the behavior and have a good time management as well. Second, the implementation of the concept of ihsan, which means the practice of perfection and beautiful deeds in daily life due to Allah consciousness, results in increased integrity among teachers and students in Sekolah Kebangsaan Kampung Titingan. Teachers and staff in the school always be careful in performing their duties, such as teaching, managing documents, and managing school funds properly to meet the standards even without any supervision by the principal. As for students, there was no record of cheating during the examination period due to the implementation of ihsan. Through ihsan, we can also cultivate tolerance among teachers and also students. Due to the tolerance, there is no bully cases have been reported in the school, as the students know that Allah is the all-knowing. Third, the implementation of adil has been done in Sekolah Kebangsaan Kampung Titingan by avoiding favoritism and fair in distributing tasks. Due to the implementation of adil, there is no miscommunication problem in the school because everyone has the right to voice out their opinion and their duties are distributed fairly. For example, there is a teacher duty roster in the teacher's room which shows schedule of teachers on duty every day in ensuring the safety and welfare of the students. The schedule will be rotated fairly among the teachers monthly. As for students, the concept of adil also have been implemented in the classroom by creating class duty roster which have been used for class cleanliness. The turn to do their duty will be rotated fairly among the classmates weekly. Since the duty are distributed fairly, so there won't be any misunderstanding among the classmates and their class cleanliness will be assured. Fourth, the implementation of ITCON, which is doing duties carefully, neatly, and diligently. ITCON have been implemented in the school by teachers willing to provide additional classes after working hours, provide the best teaching methods in classroom, and also careful in conveying message to the students. So by implying ITCON in school, it can help in academic excellence of the school. The additional classes that have been provided by the school can help students that have problem in their academic achievement and also students that does not have access for tuitions and any private tutor. Extra classes assist students to feel more confident in their understanding of the subject's content, which leads to higher self-esteem and better academic performance in the long term. Good teaching method also contributes in academic excellence. The students tend to focus more in classes if the teaching techniques used in class is fun and easy to understand. And lastly, the implementation of ikhlas or sincerity, which is to do the task to achieve redha from Allah. The implementation of ikhlas shows positive impact to the teacher's competency and performance. By having a good competency in teaching, it will positively influence the students' achievement and skills in schools. One of the ways of implementing ikhlas is wages sincerity, which is do not require extra wages for extra duties. Usually, extra classes and extracurricular activities are conducted outside working hours. Hence, teachers need to spend more hours at school even though not being paid for the extra hours. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next, we move to strategy and preparation needed by graduates to meet with industry's challenge and difficulties. The first one, the graduates should involve themselves in program development, which includes curriculum or curricular activities. The graduates also need to upgrade their skills and competencies. These include communication skills, creative thinking, teamwork, decision-making, as well as interpersonal skills. This will help the organization to achieve their goals and provide innovative solutions to the difficulties. The third one, the graduates also must be equipped with relevant knowledge. The graduate must be familiar with as well as understanding the industry that they join. This will benefit the entire company as graduates proactive in recognizing challenge and problems and provide innovative solutions to those challenges. The fourth one is attitude. The organization will look for graduates who have good manners and have high level of self-discipline. This will help the graduates to complete their work on time and how well they manage their time. And the last one is confidence. High self-confidence may be able to attract people and persuade others of their stance or point of view. This is to gain the trust of their clients and other business counterparts. Confidence in speaking could gain more credibility and draw positive reputations of the organization. That's all. Thank you.